let's get into some news, and shall we? As we're kind of light on news this week, but wow, budget cuts suck, don't they? As we've already kind of talked about, the Disney Plus is merging with Hulu to create one mega app, most likely in response to Max, which already has its critics already on day one. But ahead of that merger, it looks like Disney is going to be removing a butt ton of content, including such prize winners as the Artemis Fowl movie. I only put that because I just continue to want to rub salt on the wound that is the Artemis Fowl movie in Josh's collective. Because as we talked about on the podcast, Josh said that this movie would be a success.
Okay, look. To me, and I think maybe it was you who sent me that video of all the weird editing things. It's very clear that at one point they had a movie that was exactly like the book and would have been way more interesting. But they neutered it, and that is why it's terrible. It is borderline not watchable. It makes me mad. But yeah, it's very interesting that all of the stuff like Artemis Fowl, Willow, Mighty Ducks Game Changers, all these movies they're removing are their properties technically. So it's you're not really saving. How are you saving money by you're not buying, you don't have to pay for rights for your own movies to have them on your own streaming service, do you? That's preposterous to me.
Yeah, so I pull it up now. Let's see what all they've taken away. They're eliminating Big Shot. Okay.
What?
Turner and Hooch, starring Josh Peck. The man with the gigantic dome piece.
Who's gonna be turned into an animatronic here soon?
Is Josh Peck in? Josh Hutcherson is in Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh man! Wow. Okay. Yeah. Anyway,
Josh doesn't know it's Josh's.
There's a lot of us, man. It's not my fault.
The Mysterious Benedict Society, Mighty Ducks Game Changers, The Willow, The Making of Willow, Diary of a Future President, Just Beyond, The World According to Jeff Goldblum, Marvel's Project Hero,
that's kind of sad.
The Right Stuff, The Real Right Stuff, Cheaper by the Dozen remake, The One and Only Ivan, Stargirl, Hollywood Stargirl, Flora and Ulysses, Artemis Fowl, once again, Artemis Fowl, The Princess, Encore, Black Beauty, Clouds, America the Beautiful, Better Nate Than Ever. Shame, that's a good name too. Weird but True, exclamation mark. Timmy Failure, Be Our Chef, Magic Camp, Earth to Ned, Foodtastic, Stuntman, Disney Fairy Tale Weddings, Wolfgang, It's a Dog's Life with Bill Farmer. Who is that? The Big Fib, Rogue Trip, More Than Robots, Shop Class, Pick the Litter, Own the Room, Among the Stars, Harmonious Live, Pentatonics, Around the World for the Holidays. Thank God, I can't stand Pentatonics. Why the Last Man from Hulu. That sucks. Pistol, Little Demon, Maggie, Dollface, The Hot Zone, The Premise, Love in the Time of Corona. Oh, Jesus Christ. Everything's Trash. That's a great follow-up to Love in the Time of Corona. Best in Snow, Best in Dough, Darby and the Dead, The Quest, Rosaline? I can't English. Life Below Zero, Next Generation, National Geographic Investigates, LSD and Psychedelics. Okay.
Oh.
9/11, One Day in America, The Armstrong Tapes, Buried States of World War II, Bin Laden's Hard Drive, Croc the Eight Jaws.
Wait,
Croc the Eight Jaws. I've almost read that incorrectly.
Why is that? Why are those things on Disney Plus? What is happening?
It's National Geographic.
Fair enough.
Trafficked with Marina Van Zeller, Drug Lords, The Next Generation. So like Degrassi. Extreme Rescues, Most Wanted Sharks. That actually sounds interesting. Locked Up Abroad.
Most Wanted Sharks? Wait, hold on.
Yes, Most Wanted Sharks. I'm surprised that's actually not on Discovery Plus. Locked Up Abroad. North Korea. Inside the Mind of a Dictator. To Catch a Smuggler Roam. What? Did I read that right? To Catch a Smuggler Roam. What?
Just
Ultimate Survival, World War II. And then stuff leaving Hulu May 31st, The Come Up, The Deep End, everything's trash. Keep this between us. Keep this between us. That's a great way to...
Gosh, dude. It's...
So some of these I have definitely heard of, and it feels like some of these were like early Disney Plus things, like an Artemis Fowl or an Encore. I was kind of wondering how this actually saves Disney money, but somebody brought up the great point of residuals. Going, that makes sense. But at the same time, this is just a weird choice. Now, Disney actually got themselves into some flack because apparently they're nixing some of their documentaries, including one, I believe it's called Howard, about the guy that made the music for Little Mermaid. And everyone's just going, no, 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 no. You leave that one. And Disney's going, oh, people like that one? We'll leave that one. We haven't finalized a list yet, a.k.a. we'll see which one you guys get the most pissed about, and we'll leave that one on the service. What do you make of all these cancellations, Josh? And anything that besides Artemis Fowl that stands out to you the most?
I mean, I know my family really, really enjoyed the Mysterious Benedict Society, and I've seen a few episodes having not read the books, and it's good. It's a good mystery kids show. It gives me a series of unfortunate events vibes, and it's kind of cool. I so that for me will be very missed. They canceled the show, so it's no wonder that they are taking it off. But I'm trying off the top of my head, those are really the only ones that I know very well. It's kind of like I said, it's weird that like they own these properties technically, so the residuals is the only thing I can think of. But then again, as there's some stuff that the writer's strike has proven, residuals aren't getting paid out all that much when it comes to streaming. So at least not to writers. So I'm wondering who's getting those residuals if it's not the writers and it's I mean, okay, that's fair, I guess. But like,
I'm sure Zach Braff and Gabrielle Union are getting some nice residual checks for that Cheaper by the Dozen movie that no one saw.
Yeah, it's I don't know how to feel about it, honestly. I go clean up your service a little bit. Like obviously, yes, we don't need every single project you've ever put on there. But that being said, like I don't know, man. If you're saying this because you're cutting costs, to me that doesn't really make a lot of sense. I don't understand why you can't just say, hey, we're cleaning up our, there's too much stuff on Disney Plus, so we're going to clean it up a little bit. I don't understand why you can't go with that and not just say, and you like have to say like, oh, we're cutting costs, so we're getting rid of all this stuff. Like, you know what I mean?
I think this is going to end up leading to a revival in physical media. I'm already seeing it trending on some social medias. As shows are getting canceled left, right, and center, I'm just going, hey, I still have all my favorite shows and movies on a thing called hard copy. But not always the case. You still got some of those lesser-known shows. I still have never forgiven NBC Universal for never coming out with a physical copy version of Matthew Perry's Go On that only lasted one season. But still, at least give me like a DVD copy of that. A lot of these shows and movies, I'm worried in this era of streaming, regardless of the quality, we're in this new weird age of technology that these things could potentially be lost forever, which is weird because we're also in a time with technology that movies thought to be lost forever are coming back. You get things like Vinegar Syndrome or Arrow Video who are like remastering old movies like 70s and 80s slashers or B movies and putting them out in like Blu-rays and 4Ks. And it's really, really exciting that these things can be remastered and restored and preserved while at the same time other movies are being suppressed and not given the same amount of care. I don't care if a movie is good or not. I don't want any movie to be gone forever, regardless of quality, because I think movies should be preserved. Somebody likes everything. That doesn't make sense. There's always at least one person that likes something.
Yeah.
And if nothing else, you can find something to like about it. The Room is terrible, but God, do I love it so much.
Yeah.
I think movies should be preserved. I think it's cool that we get older stuff that's being preserved. Like I complained earlier about The Public Enemy not dating too well. There's clearly stuff in there that's like early model gangster stuff. And me more being the history buff that I am, I like seeing the evolution of things and the growth of things. So I want preservation, and it makes me sad to see these things being canceled because I don't see enough studios caring, going, well, we've run out of storage space on our hard drive, so just boot it forever without proper backups in order to like keep these for later. And I think we're getting in this weird spot of, in 10, 15 years, is there going to be a generation of kids going, hey, do you remember that one movie? Or is it because they're being barraged with so much content from everywhere, more and more things are going to fall through the cracks very quickly?
I mean, that's to be fair, that happened with our generation quite a bit as well.
But they still had physical releases of stuff that you can find.
I mean, yes, kind of, but like that Buzz Lightyear, the Buzz Lightyear of Star Command does not have a DVD release.
Yeah. They only ever had the VHS.
Yeah, the Tarzan show does not have a DVD release, even though it was fantastic. There's a lot, I think, from our generation where companies were just trying to do something different, and it never got physical releases. So like I hear what you're saying though, because if we look at all movies and all TV as a form of art, then art should be preserved. And so yeah, I agree. Literally, as soon as I have the space or the money, you better believe I'm gonna get back on collecting physical media.